I never planned to tell this story out loud. For a long time, it lived only in my head, replaying itself at night when everything was quiet and there was no one left to pretend for. But some stories rot inside you if you don't let them out. And this one almost destroyed me. I lost my wife in a nightclub. Not metaphorically, not emotionally. I lost her right there, under flashing lights, drunk bass, strangers' hands, and my own silence. And the worst part is that I helped it happen. We were married for 5 years. Not the kind of marriage people warn you about, not a disaster, not constant fights or cheating scandals. Just normal. Work, bills, weekends that disappeared too fast. Conversations that slowly turned into later. She used to be different when we met, loud, wild, always moving, always dancing, always hungry for life. I loved that about her, or at least I said I did. Somewhere along the way, I stopped feeding that part of her. I didn't notice when her laughter became quieter or when she started staring at her phone more than at me. I thought stability was enough. I thought love could survive on autopilot. The club night was her idea. She said she wanted to feel alive again, just for one night. No drama, no expectations. I didn't want to go. I was tired, stressed, comfortable in my boredom. But I said yes because I wanted to be the confident husband, the guy who trusts, the guy who doesn't cage his wife. I thought jealousy was weakness. I thought control was insecurity. I thought love meant letting go. That night, I confused freedom with neglect. She got ready slowly, like she wanted to be seen. Black dress, tighter and shorter than anything she'd worn in years. When she came out of the bedroom, I actually felt proud. Like she was mine and everyone else would see it. That thought alone already shows how blind I was. I complimented her. She smiled in a way I hadn't seen in a long time, and instead of pulling her close, I just watched her glow like it had nothing to do with me. The club was loud and dark and alive. Music so strong you felt it in your chest, lights cutting through the air like knives. At first, we stayed close. We danced together, laughed, drank. I remember thinking, see, this is fine, this is healthy. Men started looking at her almost immediately. Then they started approaching, asking to buy her drinks, asking to dance. Every time she looked at me, and every time I nodded. I wanted to prove something, to her, to them, to myself. I wanted to prove I wasn't afraid to lose her. I didn't realize that not being afraid and not caring can look exactly the same. As the night went on, the distance grew. Not physical at first, but emotional. She stopped syncing her movements with mine. She danced near me, then next to me, then just not with me. The alcohol blurred my instincts. Part of me enjoyed the attention she got. I liked seeing men want her. It fed my ego. I told myself it meant I'd chosen well, that she was still desirable, that I was lucky. I didn't notice when she stopped checking if I was watching. I remember the first moment that felt wrong. A guy dancing behind her, hands hovering too close, smile too comfortable. She didn't pull away. She laughed. I told myself it was just dancing, just music, just the club. I moved closer, trying to reclaim space that was already gone. When she noticed me, she smiled. But it wasn't for me. It was polite, distant, like I was interrupting something she didn't want interrupted. I went to the bar to clear my head. I told myself I needed a drink, needed space, needed to calm down. Deep down, I think I was afraid of what I might see if I stayed. When I came back, she wasn't where I left her. Panic hit slow, then all at once. I checked the bathroom, the smoking area, the dance floor, and then I saw her in a darker corner of the club, pressed against him, kissing him. Not sloppy, not accidental, not drunk confusion. It was slow, intentional, real. I didn't feel anger first. I felt empty, like something heavy dropped out of my chest and shattered on the floor. I stood there watching my marriage end, while strangers danced around us like nothing was happening. I didn't shout. I didn't punch him. I didn't drag her out. I just watched. That image burned itself into my brain and never left. When I finally pulled her away, she looked at me like I was someone she used to know. I asked her why, and she said something that destroyed me more than the kiss itself. She said she just wanted to feel wanted again. There was no apology in her voice, no fear, just honesty. And the worst part was that I understood. I didn't agree, but I understood. We left the club together, but it felt like walking out with a stranger. No screaming, no tears, just silence so thick it hurt. At home, she sat on the edge of the bed and told me she thought we'd been over for a long time. That the club didn't end anything, it just exposed it. I wanted to fight, to beg, to promise change, but something inside me was too tired. Too late. The divorce was quiet, no wars, no revenge, just signatures and memories. She moved on fast, new photos, new smiles, new life. I stayed behind with questions and regrets. I replayed that night over and over until I finally understood the truth I'd been avoiding. I didn't lose her because of that guy. I didn't lose her because of the club. I lost her because I stopped choosing her long before that night. Because I mistook comfort for love and silence for peace. Letting her go wasn't a moment. It was a process. It was waking up alone, realizing she wasn't coming back, and finally accepting that love isn't possession. Love is attention, effort, presence. I let her go because holding on would have turned us both into something ugly. And sometimes, the most painful act of love is admitting you failed and stepping aside. That night in the club didn't just take my wife. It stripped me of my illusions. And I carry that lesson with me every day, knowing that if I ever love again, I'll never make the mistake of thinking she's mine means I don't have to try.